Here's something pretty funny. Park Place article says new player sentiment analysis contradicts Ubisoft's claim that Assassin's Creed Shadows has positive community sentiment. Okay, Ubisoft, well, let's take a look at what they specifically said here. So, back in a conference call in July, an investor asked them about pre-orders for both Star Wars Outlaws and Assassin's Creed Shadows compared to previous Ubisoft releases, to which the Ubisoft CEO responded, "We don't disclose nor comment on pre-orders usually. What we can say, what we've been observing and measuring, is that our two big titles are among the most weighted games for the industry, and they enjoy very strong positive community sentiment overall." It's a doubtful claim to be sure. However, there's also data backing up that it's not true. So they continue writing. Player XP's community sentiment report for Assassin's Creed Shadows disputes the claim. The company found that the overall sentiment calculated, which represents the voice of the players, is -13. Breaking down player sentiment by social media platform, it had a -14 rating on YouTube, where the majority of interactions came from, a -7 rating on X, aka Twitter, a +2 rating on TikTok, and a -55 rating on Facebook, albeit it only factored in 105 interactions. We can see the full breakdown here. On YouTube, interactions about 113,000, on Twitter, about 9,700, on TikTok, about 6,500, and once again for Facebook, only 105. We can get additional information on what this means by taking a look at the sentiment scale at the bottom. You can see it has a range of -99 up to +99. And for anyone curious, here's what Player XP specifically does. They say, Player XP harnesses the power of machine learning to monitor and analyze player feedback from across the web. We bring all your community posts and comments into one feature-rich dashboard. And here's an example of said dashboard. Now, all that said, if anyone wants to question the accuracy of Player XP's data, I think that's reasonable. However, at least Player XP is presenting data to back up their claims. Unlike Ubisoft's CEO, who doesn't seem to present any evidence to back up the claim that Outlaws and Shadows both have a strong positive community sentiment. Also, it doesn't end there. Back at the article, they say, furthermore, the analysis detailed many of the biggest talking points and keywords have negative sentiment, including Japan, Ubisoft, Yasuke, and history. Player XP noted, these all have significant negative sentiment associated, with the historical element being the most negative at -45. This has been driven by players expressing concerns about the historical accuracy and cultural depiction. Additionally, the character Yasuke has received a negative sentiment score of -17 from the player community, aligning with the themes. Players have highlighted inaccuracies related to this character. It's worth noting that Ubisoft player community is highly engaged with a record number of interactions in a short data range, and talking points around excitement of the new launch drove positive sentiment +34. Later in the report, Player XP detailed that one of the primary areas of negative sentiment emerged around the monetization category. Notably, the monetization topic is a recurring source of dissatisfaction, as seen in the community's reaction to both Assassin's Creed Shadows and Star Wars Outlaws. The player community has voiced frustrations about Ubisoft's perceived prioritization of monetization strategies over player experience, a sentiment that is influencing their reception of Assassin's Creed Shadows. The consistent negative feedback regarding monetization strategies suggests that players feel unheard, affecting their overall trust in Ubisoft. So we can see that according to this data, there's two main factors contributing to the critical reception that AC Shadows is receiving. One, the historical inaccuracies, and this is likely only proliferated due to how Ubisoft initially attempted to promote AC Shadows as a historically accurate depiction of feudal Japan, only for Ubisoft to later walk that back somewhat in their statement that addressed Japanese players. Although Japanese players didn't fall for it, and swiftly community noted Ubisoft's statement, showing how Ubisoft had contradicted themselves. And two, being the predatory monetization strategies. Unfortunately, as you may have seen on some places like Twitter and Reddit, some of AC Shadow's defenders have tried smearing their critics as just a bunch of racists, when in reality the main concerns have nothing to do with race at all. Such bad faith arguments only facilitate this billion-dollar corporation to further lie to players, and continue engaging in predatory monetization schemes, as they distract from the issues that most people actually have with the game. And I'll leave it there. Let me know what you think about Ubisoft's claims and Player XP's data. As always, thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this segment, consider liking and subscribing for more. Appreciate ya. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you in the next one.